Let's talk about things that are annoying to leave at home when you travel. I'm going to be flying off to Japan and the Philippines. This is also a reminder to me not to leave these items, and these will be tips more for international travel, and I'm not talking about your passport, laptop, underwear, or those critical things. For the most part, we remember those big items usually, or I hope you do. At some point I've forgotten one, two, or a few of these items, and while they're not critical, they have caused nuisances / inconveniences that added up to huger annoyances throughout the trip. A few of these are makeup wipes, Ziplocs, or power adapters. If you're going to be traveling soon and you tend to forget these items, make sure to like this video or download it, so before you go off on your next trip you can replay this in the background to jog your memory to bring these with you. Let's get into it and my reasoning behind each of the items. Make sure to pack a sunscreen specifically for your face if you can have 2 different sunscreens. Trust me, as a kid, I almost never put sunscreen on my face, and now I have hyperpigmentation all over. So protect your face. I've probably created other videos where I've talked about sunscreen, not this one specifically, but this one's actually really good, the Neutrogena Clear Face. It doesn't leave behind a weird white residue or feel heavy on your skin that I feel like a lot of sunscreen does. It is really made for your face. And if you make sunscreen part of your makeup routine in the morning, so before you put on your primer and foundation, it's just easy peasy and you don't really have to think about it. No matter if you go somewhere hot or cold, you need to protect your skin. The sun is there, even if it's looming in the clouds. And you can keep away from gross skin cancer and slow down that aging process. Don't forget to bring makeup removing wipes. I have the Clinique Take the Day Off. I'm excited to try these out. These are new, I haven't tried them out. Wipes are the most convenient skincare / makeup removal tool that you can bring on your trip because they're so easy to just either use after a long day, wipe your face up, and then plop onto your bed and go to sleep, or you can put one in your purse, and on the go if you need to take off your makeup or do any cleanups, you can easily just pull a wipe out and spot clean your face. These are super convenient if you're traveling internationally on a plane as well because of the super strict guidelines on liquids and gels. These wipes, you can bring them pretty much anywhere. If you don't bring anything else to take off your makeup, at least bring makeup removing wipes. Toss a face mask or 2 into your carry-on or luggage. In past travel essential videos I've talked about making sure that you have a face mask with you, and you can get dry whether it's on the plane or when you get back to your hotel or wherever you're staying on your trip. And the easiest way to treat your dry skin is to spread a face mask on your face. I'm trying out these Icing Sweet Bar sheet masks, and I'll have a review on these out pretty soon. But if you would like examples of face masks to use on your trip, I've done a few reviews. Check them out, I'll link them below. And for any trip where really you only have time or only want to do the bare minimum skincare, at least do a face mask. It will at least maintain the moisture and vitality of your skin. You don't need to bring this huge bag of cotton rounds, but please always bring cotton rounds on your trip. Whenever I've forgotten cotton rounds, I always inevitably mess up on my eyeliner or I smudge my lipstick, and while you can use a tissue, it is a million times easier to just take a cotton round, wet it with some makeup removal product, and then dab it on where I need to fix things. You can probably buy cotton rounds at a local mart when you're traveling, but if you could at least have a little container with cotton rounds for emergencies if you can't get to the drugstore, I highly recommend having these in your bag. Or even if you accidentally cut yourself and you need something to wipe up the wound, you can take a cotton round, wipe it up, put some ointment or Neosporin, and then slap a band-aid on it, call it good. For the love of God, don't forget your phone and your laptop charger. You're gonna be running around like crazy trying to find chargers. Spare your time from running to different electronic stores to find chargers. If you ever have any extra cash lying around, I would buy extra phone or laptop chargers. and just keep one in your travel bag, especially if you travel often. If you take away nothing else, don't forget to bring your phone and your laptop charger. If your camera is separate from your phone, don't forget to bring not only the charger for your camera, but extra batteries. To alleviate this problem, I have a single pouch that I stuff everything camera related inside. So my Canon G7X fits into this pouch, and I also have batteries. So there's a zippered compartment that I have 2 extra batteries. And I'm also able to stuff the battery charger for the camera inside. So both of these items go inside this pouch. I love this pouch so much. The beautiful and adorable artwork was done by my favorite artist, Farshad. While we're on the topic of electronics, don't forget to bring a power bank. A power bank is a mobile charger. For this power bank, you can actually plug in USB plugs, or you can clip it directly into the wall. And to turn it on, there's a button right here. So this is a very sleek design. You can easily just throw this into your carry-on or in your day bag while you're roaming around town, or even jumping onto the train to get to your next destination. This is something that's not going to burden you, and it's only going to help because if you run out of juice on your camera batteries, or if you've been using Google Maps all day on your phone and you need to charge it, you have your emergency charger right here. And finally, if you're traveling internationally, it is of the utmost importance that you bring a converter / adapter. This is a 2-fold set of items. First up, these are versatile plugs. If the plug of the appliance that you're trying to plug into the wall, is not this 2-pronged, you can stick it into the back, and then you can stick this into the wall so that you can use the plug of whatever country you're traveling in if it's different. We have a lovely set of plugs so that we don't run out of them if we need to convert a plug. These set of plugs would just be considered adapters because they help you plug into the electricity source. I would actually make sure to also bring a converter so that, for example, if you're coming from country X to country Y where they have a higher electricity voltage, it will lower it for you, and vice versa. If you're going to a country with a lower voltage, it will convert the electricity down for you. This is super handy. We have 3 plugs here so you can plug in our laptop or any other electronics. At the top of this item, you can plug in your USB cords directly as well. So there's extra holes to plug in your plugs as needed. Don't forget these internationally. I will always bring Ziplocs because you can just throw in a wet swimsuit, dirty socks, and safeguard liquids that might explode during your flight. You can also put extra tissues, snacks, the list goes on. Ziplocs can be used to pack anything. I even put small shoes or sandals inside. It's just really handy to have these on you already in case you need to pack anything that you don't want to touch other items if it's dirty, for example. And then have a little pack of tissues. I have this cute pack of tissues with a kitty on the front. I'm allergic to dust and my face gets cold easily, and when my face gets really cold, my nose is just a dripping faucet. So I always need tissues, and just always carry tissues around even if you don't have a drippy nose in case you need to wipe something up and you can't find any napkins. I don't have the next item here with me, but they're for your shoes and they're anti-slip pads. I'll put an image of what I mean. These will prevent your feet from slipping in your shoes, whatever you wear, and will make it more comfortable for you to walk around, spend time with friends, do some sightseeing, whatever you're doing. And then I have wipes. These are specifically hand wipes, but you can also get more mild ones to wipe your bum after you use the restroom. And these are especially useful if you're traveling to a country where they might not have running water or soap in the restroom and you need to clean up after you use it. And you can even offer it to family or friends if they need it and they didn't pack any. When you're traveling, you can get really backed up in the pooping department, so don't make that harder on yourself by not wanting to use the public restroom because you can't clean up properly. Bring wipes so you can feel comfortable going whenever you need to go. For all the ladies out there, bring your hair curler, especially if you want to look done up and print for the evening, or if you just want to add more volume because your hair is normally very straight and you always like to just have that little pizzazz in your hair. Don't forget this. I would even put your hair curler in your luggage ahead of time so you don't forget it, especially if you tend to curl your hair a lot. Now if you don't want to bring a curler, you want to save room in your luggage, or you don't care about your hair being curled all the time, don't forget your hair ties. You can do so many hairstyles with your hair up. I mean, I tend to do ponytails a lot, but you know, you can do pigtails, you can do braids, space buns, get fancy with it. Just don't forget the hair ties. Even though you can get them at the drugstore, it's nice not having to run to the drugstore. You've arrived in a brand new place and just sit back knowing that you can just do your hair. Always have a pen on you as well. Depending on where you're going, you might need to sign papers and they might not have a pen available, or you might be with a huge group of people and pens are being passed around, and then you have to wait for the pen to write some details out. So it's nice to just be able to whip this out and get your writing done. This is also super useful to fill out and sign your customs form. You don't have to wait for the flight attendant to get you a pen. And don't forget your medication. I want you to enjoy your trip. If you take medication normally, it's very likely you're not going to forget. This is just a reminder. I have this teeny tiny case here. This is actually a mini pill box. I know it's super tiny. A trinket that the Sanrio store used to give to customers who would purchase items. I used to work at the Sanrio store, so I used to give these as trinkets, and I used to hoard a lot of the trinkets for myself too. You can actually open this up and put pills in. I mean, you can't fit that much in here, but I can put a pill box in like each of my bags, so I have a ton of these. If you're allergic to seafood or nuts and you accidentally ingest something that included one of those foods, you can quickly pull out an EpiPen or pill from your bag and take care of yourself instead of having to possibly even find a hospital. If you're going somewhere hot, make sure to bring a sun hat. This will help block out the rays, not only from your face, but if you maybe forget your sunglasses or you don't like wearing sunglasses too much, this will help shade your face from the sun. Wearing a hat also keeps your head cooler. If I just expose my head directly to the tropical sun, having a sun hat helps me stay cool and even just helps me to keep walking even when I would have stopped a long time ago. Alternatively, if you're going somewhere where it's cold, make sure you bring a beanie or any warm hats. For me, my head gets cold really easily, especially my ears. So covering up my head helps me stay warm and cozy and allows me to walk outside for longer periods of time. Headphones are something that's really good to have extras of. If you can snag extras of headphones and just leave them in your bag for traveling, that's the most ideal, but don't forget to bring these, especially if you plan on working on your laptop while you're traveling or listening to music. It is a huge nuisance to forget these and not being able to keep out the noise and stay in your own headspace. It's nice not broadcasting to everyone what you're listening to. And lastly, I would double check what your phone service plan looks like for calling, texting, and mobile data abroad. So for example, we have T-Mobile One here in the US, in Seattle, and on the T-Mobile website we can actually check out the country that we're traveling to and what the coverage looks like in that country if we're using our mobile data. It tells us if it's 2G, 3G, or not covered at all. And we're also able to see what the costs for texting or calling look like, or if it's free in that country. For the most part, we don't call or text if there's any roaming charges, but if there isn't, it's nice to know. And the charges differ by country. For example, the charges will be different in the US versus the UK. The fees and the plan will change depending on the country you're traveling to, so it's always good to check. I think in this day and age, we're so connected that it's kind of crazy not being able to connect. And if something happens and you need to react quickly with communication, you can do that, keeping your plan at the back of your mind. If you want to keep communicating with family or friends, you can keep in mind the most efficient and cost-effective method for you depending on your phone service. This video is probably really long. My apologies, but I hope you can save this in your library of videos to maybe play in the background as you pack or prepare for your next trip. I'd also love to do more specific segments on items that are annoying to leave behind if you're traveling to XYZ, or if you want to go swimming, or you want to go shopping, topics like that. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season. Thank you so much for your support, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any style, food, or travel related videos from me in the future. Alright, I'll see you next time. Thank you, bye!